We have heard so much about our students, so now let's experience what they are, how they are in real life. So I would like to ask our wonderful masters, doctoral and bachelor students to please come on stage. We will have the student panel. So first of all, I would like to ask you to please introduce yourselves. Just state, where you're from and what you're studying.
So hey everyone, I'm Nandi. I'm from Hungary and I'm a first year DSS student.
Hello, I'm Sundas and I'm from Canada and I'm studying PPE, second year.
Hello everyone, I am Puhiza. I am a second year bachelor student studying Culture, Politics and Society, CPS, and I'm from Kosovo.
Hi everyone, I'm Letizia, I'm from Romania, and I'm a second year doctoral candidate at the Department of International Relations.
Hello everyone, my name is Gocha Changelia from Georgia, study political science, MA1, second semester, probably the last one studying, and specializing in research methods and techniques.
Thank you. I would like to ask you to have a little time travel with me and just think back to the times when you were completing your applications. And I wanted to ask you, why did you pick CEU and what were your first impressions when you arrived?
I can start, if it's okay. When I was listening to Shweta and to the previous talkers describing the application process, I felt the stress that you are all feeling. And it feels like so long ago, but it wasn't, in fact. I don't know what I expected. I think I was very scared of what's coming next after high school and moving to a new country. But once I arrived, it felt like now it's all settled in. And I remember my first ever academic writing teacher. She was my first. And she really made it much easier because she was very supportive, and all of the professors then turned out to be in that, the same energy. But I remember that she calmed me down. I also had visa issues, so I was really stressed. But she was so supportive. And then I also lived in the dorm the first year, so my roommates were also my classmates, and that was a nice experience because it was a very easier way to connect with friends, and I didn't feel so lonely because I already saw that my classmates in my dorm. And I think once you come here, and then Vienna is just this international city that even when I missed my home food, you can find it anywhere else. So I think then you settle in, and I think it not only met my expectations, but it exceeded much more.
I can go next. So I was very nervous, obviously. Not only, I did my MA here too. I decided to stay for a PhD, so there are reasons to really stay. It grows into a lot, and I really enjoyed my time here as an MA student and now as a PhD. First thing that shocked me was just how big CEU is in terms of student body. My previous university was much smaller, so I just remember the first day. There was just a mass of students. You didn't know anyone, but you knew you were going in the right place because you could see the signs, you could see the people. And also, apart from the coordinators, just really making the first day really special, really integrating you with your groups. I also had a very, very nice cohort of people. And I remember after our first day, we went to Prater in the park. We had a picnic and we really bonded. That's how I found my people group. Yeah.
I think obviously everybody's interested right now, even though you're listening to us, what you're curious about is the day when you're going to get in or what matters in the application process. And I think that CEU is very thorough with that, and everybody is more than happy to help you out with that. If you have any questions about applications, that's what matters. You think about what am I going to write in that motivation letter. Letitia is my TA, teaching assistant for one of the courses that I'm taking. So Adrian mentioning the grades is kind of a hint towards her. So maybe she's gonna take into account that I had a lot of classes this semester. It was a very hard semester, so maybe, I don't know, take it into account.
Yeah, I think like probably from the undergraduate programs, DSS is, I wouldn't say the most challenging because you need to put in a lot of effort, but maybe the most technical because of the data science part of it. But I think if you're interested in programming and math and data analysis, but also like economics or political science, it can be a really good choice, and you're actually gonna learn what like they advertise that you're gonna learn. So I think it's really important to emphasize that you're gonna start learning applications on from the first day basically, which I think is really important in the industry later on. So yeah, and basically I like all my teachers. They're really good. They are caring. Yeah. So for my side.
From a PPE perspective, I'm studying right now politics and economics, so I take classes from both ends. In terms of the classes that I liked, I had a political communications class in the fall term, which I really enjoyed because it was very practical and we talked about everyday political issues. And then in terms of economics, there is a behavioral economics class that I'm going to be taking in the spring term, which I'm very excited about. And then in terms of the workload, as it was mentioned already, it's exams right now, so it's a very stressful time for all of us. But I think it is balanced throughout the whole semester, but sometimes it's inevitable, for example, when it's midterms or when it's finals, where you might have to study a little extra.
One thing I like, well, not one thing, but so many things, but this is my favorite about CPS and why I chose this, is because I didn't really know what I want to do after high school. So CPS is perfect for that. And it stands for Culture, Politics, and Society, and now I'm majoring in Political, Legal, and Governmental Studies. But what does it mean actually in practice? I had classes from all departments of CEU. So I had classes from public policy, I had gender studies classes, law classes, I had political science, I had intro to photography, I had so many diverse classes, that sociology classes, I'm still thinking of other departments, economics. So you get an overview of everything that helps you really then narrow it down to your major, to your master's, and you have electives, you have mandatories as well. The mandatories will lay a foundation, but CPS has this broad range of classes and of careers you can take in the future. Like some of my classmates are going for history because we had a lot of history classes. Some of my classmates will go to law school. Some of my classes will go to political science. Like it's a very broad degree that will prepare you for basically, will give you a good foundation of society, politics, culture, and will also leave you space for creative stuff if you like podcast making. We also have the Media Hub, and we have classes for that and trainings for that. So I'm really satisfied with the decision of going for CPS, because I was also considering the other two, because of the wide variety of choices we have. I liked so many classes. I don't think I can like label some, but once you're students in, then I can give you feedback for classes which you can take.
Yeah, I'm not having any exams, so you can see the glow. I'm relaxed, it's chill. But recalling my time as an MA student, my favorite class was foreign policy analysis in the IR department. And the cool part about it was that we had a simulation on negotiating a peace settlement for Ukraine. And it was really cool. It was 2 to 3 years ago, so the political landscape looked pretty different, right? But you can imagine that we had the opportunity to embody the role of policymakers or decision makers and to actually get hands-on experience of how a negotiation would look like. I also enjoyed, so this is a course I didn't take, but I've heard from other students that it was great. It came after my time, but we had a nuclear security policy class in the IR department, and because Vienna is a hub for international organizations, this class had practical field trips to international organizations based in Vienna. So the most wonderful part, I guess, is that you are really connected to the potential job market, right? You're gonna, if you're an international student, you're likely going to want to be working for one of these organizations or think tanks or NGOs. And I think CEU does a wonderful job in balancing theoretical insights with practical hands-on trips.
Let's go back to political science, shall we? I think the crazy part about CEU is that there are people right now teaching me whose articles I used to read and cite in my bachelor's thesis, or people who I've heard of from other professors. They would say like, oh, there's this beef going on between Schedler and Levitsky, and this semester I'm citing from Schedler. And there's Carsten Schneider, there's Anil Duman, Robert Chatta, Bozok. I mean, there are the professors that are well-known and also pioneers of their fields, and studying from them is not what I imagined it would be. I thought that it would be this intimidation, also thinking this pressure, whatever, but I think the 80% I argue with them regarding the concepts and regarding the different approaches, but it's totally different and eye-opening, because before coming to CEU, I thought that I hated political economy, but after Anil Duman's classes, I started to fall in love with it, and I'm taking second class of hers this semester, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And also the way they approach students is totally different from my previous experience, because even though we're master's student, and it's a research university, you guys, so if you come here for political science, and it's ranked 32 in the world in political science, it means that it's going to be tough to an extent that the classes you're going to take are going to be challenging. But I think everybody who comes here for MA in political science, or any MA of that kind for that matter, I think that they are ready for a challenge, or they want to be challenged. I have students in my class, MA class, bachelor students who take MA classes because they want to challenge themselves, because more you study at CEU, more you want to be challenged, and it seems like the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
And I think that's the good part about CEU, and it's the community. I think if I mean, you mentioned the student center has mentioned tons and tons of services like peer advising and etc. etc. For me, peer advisors are TAs, and I'm so sorry for them. I feel so sorry for them. I mean, this semester is Letitia. Before it was Petra. Before it was Matthew. And I think that even though they have tons going on, they're always there for us. And it's not about the class or subject. They go like, are you okay? Is everything okay? I think our classes start with Letitia asking everybody in the room, how are you guys doing? Is everything okay? So I think it's that the sense of, even though it's very rigorous, very demanding, very academic, and it's also the sense of family and unity, and that informality also that matters, because you see this insane person that everybody talks about in the field of political science. He stands in front of you and you're intimidated, but they're so informal and casual with you. You're like, okay, perfect.
If
So
I
yeah.
can agree, for the bachelors, if you're interested in the bachelors, that's the same situation, and I would like pick on two things you said. The first being how approachable the professors are. Like, I even felt more intimidated in high school. Like, you say good morning and that's it, you walk straight. And then in CEU, they have the open door policy for the BA. You walk into the professor's room, you want to discuss something further, you want to re-explain the things that he already probably explained 5 times in class, but that's okay. They're always open for you. They will always explain, and even further, they will lead you to another thing. And if they know another person, they're like, well, maybe email this because you're interested in this. And about the coursework, the research thing, that this is a research university. So it's finals week, but technically I only have 1 final and 6 of them are papers. So a lot of your, at least for CPS, a lot of your assessments will be on research papers. And when I came here, guys, I didn't know how to write an academic essay. I didn't know how to reference. I didn't know how to structure it. But there's always help, especially for the Center of Academic Writing and for your intro classes into academic writing, that will tell you all about the citation and plagiarism and everything else. So they're really helpful. And by the end of your first year, you'll see that you're able to write a research paper that then in summer, one of my papers that I submitted for a coursework got published into a think tank back home. But that was with the help of the CEU helping me with the research skills that I need. And yeah.
Thank you so much.
Can I just add
Yeah.
something? So, one thing about like CEU and the bachelor program is that the class sizes are really small. Like it's smaller than a usual high school class. And for me, when I came here, it was like, on one hand, a bit weird because I, heard from people in Hungary who attended like public universities that, oh, we had lectures with like 350 people in one classroom, and like you have no chance to get like a personal connection with the professors and the TAs. But here at CEU, it's like, if you don't understand something, you can just go to the lecturer or the TA, and he's gonna know you by name. He's gonna know like how to explain to you specifically, because that's how it works with small class sizes. And another thing is that, like, yeah, you can go to the professor if you don't understand something, but you can also go if you want to learn more, or you want to get a deeper understanding of something, or just deep dive into a certain thing, and they're gonna send you papers, they're gonna direct you to other people, experts on that field. And I think that's an amazing thing, which is pretty rare in universities.
Thank you so much. I have one last question for you guys. So we traveled backwards in time in the beginning. I would like to travel forward. So what are your plans for the future?
I can say something I'm super excited about. So for CPS, I'm advertising CPS right now. Well, it is the best. In your second year, in your spring term, you do not have classes. Yay. And you have a practical or experimental learning opportunity, which is something you have the opportunity to do. Like, a lot of students have to have internships in summer, or they try to do it in fall. But right now we have this spring term, which you do not have classes, but you're offered the opportunity to either do an internship during the meanwhile, or you can do a research assistant with a professor, or you can do your own project, and the Civic Engagement Office will support you probably in that. And you have a civic engagement seminar that you can take on how to deal with your own project. And I'm doing a research assistantship with a professor, and I'm super excited. It's about international law, and I think it's a great opportunity for me as a second BA to already be involved in research.
This is a horrible question to ask, because who knows, right? But I think for me, CEU helped me in debunking a lot of myths about academia, right? And I actually got to a point in which I'm an anxious person. I change my mind all the time, but here, because of the flexibility, I've had the chance to experiment with methods. I had the chance to experiment with different subjects. I've had the chance to go and be part of a think tank that worked on European security. I had the chance to work for an NGO that was developing inclusive policies. So I don't know. I really don't know where I'm going to be or where I'm going to land. I'm sorry if you are looking for an exact answer, but I know that I'm very excited to try new things, and I've learned that the world can also be, apart from being competitive, it can also be kind, and it can foster a nice environment where you can thrive, regardless if you have this bucket list that you got to fulfill by the time you're 20 or 25, or if you're still figuring things out. And that's a pretty reassuring thing that I wish I knew back then about future me. So
I think
I
I'm
can-
gonna go next, and I'm gonna try. You saved me, so go ahead.
Okay, so something I'm really excited about, which I do know, I'm going to be in Toronto, Canada, in this upcoming fall for my exchange, which I'm very excited about. And let me also advertise PPE, just like Pohitza. We also do get to go to do the experiential learning. It was just introduced last year, but you get to go on exchange, obviously, everyone does. And you write your thesis at the end. And I believe we also don't have any classes while writing our thesis, so.
Lucky you. Maybe you want to go next. I'm gonna take time while you're gonna be talking. I think that's a tricky question. I hate that question. And actually, I think that during my interview, Professor Anil Duman asked me the same question, and I didn't know what to answer. I was like, I don't know. And I don't if anybody's gonna ask you right now, what do you want to do in your future, or who you're gonna be, do you have like definitive answer to that? I don't think you do. Do you? You do. You're nodding your head. Oh, that's crazy. Because I don't. 5 minutes ago, I was talking with Letitia about all the things that are going on in my life, and I have no clue what I'm going to do. Because I have few PhD offers, and I'm excited about those offers. And I also kind of have the CEU legacy. I think that's the pressure, is that majority of the CEU master graduates in political science continue in academia, like pursuing PhD. I'm like, should I betray them? Should I don't know. Because I love my department a lot. I don't want to kind of, be an outlier. Yeah, I think that coming here and seeing PhDs in your condition, guys, you're treated well. So I think I might continue PhD in different universities that I've been offered to. And they're quite nice universities, so I might continue studying there. But before finishing this sentence, I just wanted to say that I think that the impression you're getting here is that we all talk this beautiful and nice things about this university, and you go like, why the hell are they saying so many like nice things? There must be something bad about it. But actually there is not, because I think people coming here at CEU, yeah, there is not. Surprising, isn't it? Coming here at CEU, you have realized what you're signing up for, that it's going to be hard, it's going to be challenging, and then we complain a lot, trust me. I complain to everybody, but it doesn't mean that there's any drawbacks to studying here or anything that we don't like. I think everything that has been mentioned here is true, and it's not PR and it's not promotion. I'm going to be at the mini fair at cafeteria with my department. So if you want to learn more about political science, which is ranked 32 in the world, you can come by and we can talk about it.
Same, I will be in the fair as well for my department. No, we're not advertising. But I wanted to say, no matter what, like all of this, just calm down right now and take your application not as a stressful thing, but as just a, like, show who you are. And although I also don't know what I want to do or who I want to be in the future, CEU has given me a lot of role models that when I look at especially TAs and especially PhD students, I was like, wow, I want to be like someone like you. So although I'm still in the discovering of who or what I want to do, I've found a lot of inspiration here, and I think that's what matters, the place that you inspired.
Yeah, but let me just advertise DSS as well a bit, because like now I feel the need to do it. So personally, I still don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I want to go to academia, because like, you know, that's one way, and it's really interesting. And as you guys said, at CEU, being a PhD student looks very well, I guess. Like, yeah, you know, yeah, maybe, but yeah.
She was all over the place, so maybe consider.
Yeah. But yeah, or just, you know, go to a company or start your own company, which also is an option. So I still have no idea what exactly I want to do, if it's research or if it's the market. But I think there are like infinite number of opportunities and like paths that you can take from especially DSS, but you know, also from the other courses, I guess. So yeah.
Thank you so much, and we really appreciate you being here despite your busy schedules. So thank you really, really much. So with this, we have reached the end of our presentation sessions, and so just listen to our students. The mini fair is the place to be. And those of you who have a CV check appointment, please come here. And we will also be having the campus tours just outside. So thank you for coming, and enjoy the rest of the event.